The alien girl called Cursed chose a human as her guardian. Jagged rock formations jutted into the horizon like the teeth of some giant, forgotten beast. The humans had been sent here as part of the United Earth expedition, a mission to study alien life and determine if the planet could sustain colonies. Lieutenant Mara Vague glanced at the scanners mounted on her wrist. "Sensors are picking up large moving life forms," she said, her voice steady but tense. Her team of 5 humans followed her across the rocky terrain, each step careful on the uneven ground. "How large?" asked Lieutenant Rion Tal, the mission's geologist, peering at the data. Mara studied the readings. "Hard to tell, they move fast, could be pack hunters. Best we keep together." The team had encountered alien creatures before, but nothing like this. Earthra was wild, untamed, and unpredictable. The expedition's orders were clear: observe, document, avoid confrontation. But Mara knew that survival sometimes demanded courage beyond orders. As they moved deeper into the canyon, the terrain shifted. Rocks gave way to soft red soil that seemed almost alive underfoot. Shadows stretched unnaturally long in the fading light, making every movement seem larger than it was. Then they heard it, a low, guttural growl vibrating through the rocks. The humans froze. Rion whispered, "What is that?" Before anyone could answer, the growl turned into a chorus of snarls. From the shadows, massive quadrupeds emerged. Their skin shimmered with a strange iridescence, reflecting the red sky. Eyes like molten gold fixed on the humans, and claws scraped against the rocky ground, sending small stones tumbling. "Form a circle," Mara ordered. Her voice was calm, but her heart raced. Each human quickly took their place, backs together, scanning every angle. The creatures circled them, sniffing the air, testing their courage. The lead creature, a towering figure with sleek black scales, stepped forward, and the others followed. It had no visible mouth, yet a deep vibration emanated from its chest, almost like a voice. The humans realized they were not dealing with ordinary predators. These were intelligent hunters, assessing whether the newcomers were prey or something else. "Stay still," Mara said. Her mind raced. The mission rules emphasized no engagement, but these creatures were closing in. She needed a plan. Suddenly, a sharp whistle echoed across the canyon. The beasts paused, heads tilting toward the sound. From behind a rock, a small alien figure emerged. A scout from the native Erythrans, a species the humans had been studying. Its translucent skin glowed faintly, and long limbs moved with graceful precision. The scout seemed terrified, and the humans understood. It was trapped here, and the beasts had been hunting it. "Hold your fire," Mara whispered. "We're not alone in this." Rion frowned. "Do we even know if it's friendly?" Mara shook her head. "It's the only one trying to get our attention. Trust me." The scout, noticing the humans, darted closer but stumbled in the uneven terrain. One of the beasts lunged instinctively, claws raised. Mara reacted instantly. She threw a smoke grenade between them. The explosion of silver vapor confused the creatures, giving the scout enough time to scramble behind a boulder near the humans. "Good," Mara said. "Everyone stay alert. We need a plan to get it out safely." The beasts recovered quickly, their coordination frighteningly precise. They moved as a unit, flanking the humans and the scout. Mara's mind raced. Conventional weapons might injure the creatures, but she couldn't risk killing them. The mission wasn't about conquest, it was about survival and understanding. Then she noticed something. The scout's body emitted a soft pulse, almost like a beacon. The beasts hesitated when near it, as if the pulse confused or warned them. Mara realized the scout could be their key. "Rion, you and Jax flank left. Use those rocks for cover." "I'll guide the scout through the canyon," Mara instructed. The team moved with silent precision, each human understanding the gravity of the moment. The scout, trusting Mara, began to follow her instructions. Its long limbs made it nimble, but it was still vulnerable. Mara placed herself between it and the beasts, using her body and strategic smoke grenades to shield them. The chase through the canyon was tense. Every step could bring a miscalculation. The beasts were relentless, but Mara noticed patterns in their movement, small ticks in their behavior, subtle pauses before an attack. Using these observations, she directed her team, weaving through rocks and narrow passages. Finally, they reached a narrow crevice barely wide enough for a human. Mara checked the scout. "This is your chance, get through," she urged. The scout slipped into the crevice, its light fading as it moved. The beast snarled, unable to follow into the tight space. Mara exhaled, relief washing over her, but there was no time to celebrate. The beasts regrouped, circling the humans. "Stay sharp," she warned. The humans formed their defensive positions once more. They were outnumbered and outmatched, but Mara's confidence inspired them. They had one advantage: intelligence, creativity, and cooperation, things no alien predator could anticipate. Jax activated a portable holographic projector, sending images of false humans into the canyon. The beasts reacted, splitting momentarily as confusion took hold. Mara used the moment to signal Rian. Together, they led the team through a hidden ravine, moving away from the immediate threat. As the sky darkened further, the canyon's shadows became a shield. The team finally paused, hearts pounding but spirits high. They had protected the scout, survived the hunt, and learned more about Earthra's ecosystem than any scanner could ever reveal. Mara knelt beside a rock, catching her breath. "We're not safe yet," she said, "but today we proved something important. Humanity doesn't back down. We face danger and we protect the innocent. That's who we are." The scout reappeared briefly, glowing faintly in the dim light as if acknowledging the humans' courage. Mara smiled, understanding the bond they had just formed, not through words but through trust and bravery. The night settled over Earthra, quiet for the moment. The humans huddled together, planning their next move. They knew more dangers awaited, but they also knew something else. Humans could adapt, outthink, and endure where others might fail. And somewhere deep in the canyon, the beasts watched. They had learned, too, about humans, about cunning, and about the strange determination that made these small, fragile creatures capable of incredible courage. Mara looked up at the stars piercing the crimson sky. "This planet is wild," she said softly, "but it has lessons we need to learn, and we will." The humans settled in for a tense rest, knowing tomorrow would bring new challenges, but for now they had survived the hunt. They had proven that humanity's strength was not in raw power alone, but in heart, intelligence, and unity. The night on Earthra passed in uneasy silence. The humans huddled in a narrow crevice, their portable lights casting long shadows on the jagged walls. Outside, the wind whispered across the red plains, carrying distant, haunting echoes from the planet's alien wildlife. Mara Vey, still alert, scanned the terrain with her wrist-mounted scanner. Rian Tal sat beside her, quietly studying the data. "The scout," he said, "it's not just scared, it's guiding us somewhere." Mara nodded. "I noticed. It moves like it knows the terrain well. If we follow it carefully, we can learn more about this planet and maybe avoid more danger." The scout, glowing faintly, shifted closer to the humans. Its eyes, or whatever served as eyes, locked briefly with Mara's, a silent communication passing between them. Trust had been established in the heat of danger. Now that trust would be their guide. At first light, the team moved cautiously. The canyon opened into a wider plain, dotted with strange, crystalline plants that reflected the reddish sunlight. Mara led the humans forward, keeping a careful distance behind the scout. They moved silently, knowing the beasts might still be nearby. As they advanced, the terrain changed. Pools of dark liquid glistened in the light, and massive tree-like structures with twisting limbs rose from the ground. Their surfaces shimmered as if coated in glass. The scout darted between these structures, signaling the humans to follow. Rian whispered, "These plants, they're alive, aren't they? Look at the way they react when the scout passes." Mara nodded. "It seems the entire ecosystem is connected. Every movement, every sound could have consequences." She signaled the team to slow down. "Keep your eyes open. Earthra isn't just dangerous, it's smart." Hours passed, and the humans discovered something astonishing. The scout was leading them to a hidden valley, a sanctuary of sorts. Water sparkled in shallow streams, and small creatures with translucent wings flitted above the pools. This place was untouched by the predatory beasts they had encountered. Jax, the team's engineer, knelt beside a rock and examined the soil. "This is incredible," he said. "The minerals here could support human colonies. If we can study this safely, it could change everything." Mara smiled. "That's exactly why we're here, observation and understanding, but first, survival." The team set up a temporary camp. Using portable shields and sensors, they created a perimeter. The scout remained nearby, glowing softly as if it had become part of their team. Despite the apparent calm, Mara remained vigilant. She knew the beasts weren't far, and Earthra had ways of testing intruders. As the humans rested and took samples, they noticed subtle movements in the shadows. Strange silhouettes, almost invisible against the crystalline flora, observed them. Myra's instincts sharpened. The creatures are watching, but I think they're curious, not hostile for now. During a brief meal, Rian spoke quietly. I can't stop thinking about the hunt yesterday. We survived, but it wasn't just skill, it was cooperation. Humans working together can do things these beasts can't predict. Mara nodded. That's what makes us strong. It's not just technology or strength, it's our mind, our ability to adapt, and our will to protect each other. Suddenly, the scout emitted a high-pitched signal. The humans froze. From the valley's edge, more creatures emerged, not the massive beasts from the canyon, but smaller, agile hunters. They moved in synchronized patterns, observing rather than attacking. Mara whispered to her team, "This is a test. Stay calm. Let's show them humans are not threats, but problem solvers." Using gestures, Mara guided the scout to approach the new creatures. The smaller hunters tilted their bodies, examining the alien carefully. Then something remarkable happened. The scout and the creatures exchanged pulses of light, a silent conversation. Mara and the humans watched in awe as communication unfolded without words. "It's negotiation," Jax murmured. "They're testing each other's intentions." Mara nodded. "And we're part of it now. Humans don't just survive, we interact, we adapt. That's what these creatures are learning." The smaller hunters retreated slowly, leaving the valley peaceful once more. The humans exhaled collectively, relief mingled with wonder. Mara's eyes sparkled with determination. "We're not just studying Earthra, we're proving that humanity can coexist, even with beings far beyond our comprehension." As night fell, the humans gathered around a small fire. The scout glowed nearby, its presence comforting. Mara reflected on the day's events. Every challenge had been a test of intelligence, courage, and trust. Humanity had met each test with creativity and resilience. Rian looked at the sky, streaked with twin moons rising over the horizon. "Do you think Earth will understand the significance of this?" Mara smiled softly. "They'll see it in the data, yes, but what matters more is what we've learned ourselves. Humans can face fear, make alliances, and find solutions where others might fail. That's what matters here on this planet and anywhere else we go." The following morning, the team prepared to explore further into the valley. The scout led the way through winding paths lined with luminescent plants. Each step revealed wonders: hovering seeds that emitted soft musical tones, crystal formations that seemed to hum with energy, and small creatures whose intelligence rivaled some of Earth's most complex animals. Mara realized that Earthra was a planet designed to challenge its visitors. Every creature, every plant seemed aware of its surroundings. Survival here required not just strength, but thought, patience, and courage. At a bend in the path, the scout stopped abruptly. Its glow intensified, casting light across a massive structure half buried in the earth. It resembled a fortress, but organic, grown rather than built. Vines intertwined with crystalline walls, and strange symbols glimmered faintly on its surface. Mara stepped forward cautiously. This could be a settlement or a communication hub. Either way, it's remarkable." Rian examined the symbols. "They're not random, it's a language, a record, perhaps even a warning." Before they could investigate further, the ground trembled. Small rocks rattled, and the distant echo of growls reached their ears. The massive beasts from the canyon had tracked them. Mara's heart pounded. "Everyone, positions," she commanded. The humans moved quickly, using the terrain to their advantage. Jax deployed holographic decoys to confuse the predators, while Rian monitored scanner readings for safe paths. The scout darted ahead, guiding them through hidden passages within the organic fortress. The team reached a natural alcove, out of sight of the beasts. Mara studied their pursuers through a scanner. "They're strong but predictable," she noted. "We can avoid direct conflict if we stay smart and coordinated." Hours passed, and the humans learned more about the alien structure. It appeared to be a hub of intelligence for the planet's species, a place where knowledge, survival strategies, and communication methods were stored. The scout interfaced with parts of the structure, emitting light pulses that triggered responses in the walls. Information flowed, revealing more about Earthra's ecosystem and its sentient inhabitants. Mara realized something profound. Humanity was witnessing a planet alive in ways they had never imagined. And here they were, not as conquerors, but as learners, proving that humans could approach alien life with respect, courage, and ingenuity. As night fell again, the team camped within the fortress. their lights dimmed to avoid attracting attention. The scout glowed nearby, a silent guardian. Mara reflected on the past 2 days. They had survived hunts, made allies, and discovered incredible intelligence hidden in a wild, dangerous world. Humanity's strength lay not in weapons or dominance, but in thought, compassion, and adaptability. "We're only at the beginning," Mara said softly to her team. "Tomorrow, we'll uncover more. We'll learn, survive, and show that humans can rise to any challenge. That's who we are." The scout pulsed gently in response, almost as if agreeing. The humans rested, hearts steady but minds alert. Earthra was a wild planet, full of danger and wonder. But humanity had proven it could meet both, with courage, intelligence, and unity. The morning light on Earthra revealed even more wonders. The alien fortress, half-grown from crystal and organic matter, glimmered under the twin suns. The humans emerged cautiously, following the scout through a network of tunnels and open courtyards. Every step revealed new surprises: luminescent plants, tiny creatures with intricate patterns, and walls that seemed to record movement and light. Mara Vey, leading the team, paused to observe a strange mural etched into a crystalline wall. The mural depicted creatures moving in harmony with the environment, showing hunting, building, and interacting. "This planet is intelligent," she murmured. "Not just the creatures, but the land itself. Everything is connected." Rian Tal knelt to examine the patterns. "It's like a map and a story at the same time. If we can decode it, we might understand more about Earthra's ecosystem and how the species survive." The scout pulsed its light and moved ahead, leading them deeper into the structure. Its guidance was precise, avoiding hidden pitfalls and unstable terrain. Mara realized that trust in the scout had become essential for survival. As they advanced, they encountered new alien species. Some were cautious, watching from a distance, while others ignored the humans entirely. Mara instructed the team to observe quietly, noting behaviors and patterns. Humanity's strength here wasn't in dominance. It was in adaptation, observation, and respect. Hours passed, and the humans reached a large chamber filled with crystalline growths that resonated with sound. When the scout moved, the crystals emitted harmonic tones, creating a melody that echoed through the tunnels. Jax, fascinated, adjusted a scanner to record the vibrations. "This is incredible," he said. "It's music, but also communication." The entire fortress could be a living archive. Mara nodded. "It's more than that. This is knowledge passed down through the environment itself, and we're learning it because we approached with caution and curiosity." Suddenly, the ground trembled. Small rocks slid across the floor, and distant echoes of growls reached their ears. Mara's heart quickened. The large beasts from the canyon were still tracking them. "Positions," she commanded. The humans moved swiftly, using the crystals for cover. The scout led them through narrow passages the beasts couldn't follow. While hiding, Rian whispered, "They're smart. They know we're here, but they're testing us again." Mara considered this. "Every challenge we face is teaching us something. About the planet, about the creatures, and about ourselves. Humans aren't just surviving, we're learning, adapting, and proving our resilience." After the tremor passed, the humans emerged into a larger courtyard. Here, the fortress opened into a semi-outdoor space where the twin suns cast light on alien flora that shimmered like jewels. Pools of water reflected the colors of the sky, and tiny creatures flitted above the surface. The scout led the humans to one of these pools and paused. Mara approached and observed carefully. The water was clear, but it contained a pattern of small movements beneath the surface, fish-like creatures moving in synchronized formations. "This is like a classroom," she said softly. "Everything here is teaching us." Jax examined a nearby crystalline formation. "The minerals here could have incredible applications for energy and technology," he said. "If humans could understand even a fraction of this, it would be revolutionary." Mara smiled. "We're not here to take, we're here to learn and survive. That's what makes humans exceptional. Our intelligence, combined with compassion, allows us to achieve what others cannot." As they explored further, the humans noticed more signs of organized intelligence. Small structures appeared built by alien hands, or limbs integrated seamlessly into the environment. Some emitted light, others produced faint harmonic sounds. The scout interacted with these, and walls responded with patterns of illumination. Mara realized that the entire fortress was a living library. The planet itself was a repository of knowledge, survival strategies, and communication methods. Humanity had never encountered anything like it. As they moved deeper, the humans faced new challenges. Portions of the floor were unstable, and sudden drops required careful navigation. Mara guided the team with precision, using both scanners and intuition. The scouts' light pulses indicated safe paths, highlighting the harmony between intelligence and instinct. At one point, the team encountered a chasm. On the other side, more crystalline structures gleamed in the sunlight. A simple leap was impossible. Jax examined the surroundings. "We need to create a bridge, something stable to cross. Materials here might work." Using alien crystals and engineering skills, Jax constructed a temporary bridge. The team crossed cautiously, Mara leading and observing every step. The scout followed, its glowing body providing light and guidance. Once across, they discovered a central chamber. It was massive, with walls covered in crystalline patterns that emitted pulsing lights. The scout paused, signaling the humans to observe. Mara watched as the patterns shifted, creating a visual representation of movement and strategy, maps of hunting patterns, communication routes, and environmental interactions. "This is incredible," Mara whispered. "We're seeing the planet's intelligence in action. It's teaching, adapting, and protecting itself." The humans spent hours recording, scanning, and studying the patterns. Each discovery reinforced the HFY theme. Humans thrive not through brute force alone, but through observation, intelligence, and cooperation. Suddenly, a loud rumble shook the chamber. Mara turned, alert. Through the entrance, the massive beasts from the canyon appeared again. They were larger, more coordinated, but something had changed. They hesitated at the threshold. Mara realized why. The humans had adapted. They were no longer passive targets. Their use of environment, tools, and strategy made them unpredictable. The scouts' presence seemed to amplify this effect, signaling that humans were allies rather than prey. Mara issued quiet instructions. "Use the chamber. Position yourselves strategically. We don't want conflict, just to demonstrate capability." The humans moved with precision. Jack set up holographic decoys. Rian manipulated reflective crystals to redirect light and confuse the beasts, and Mara guided the scout to emit specific light pulses. The coordination was perfect. The beasts tested them briefly, then retreated, seemingly acknowledging the humans' ingenuity. Mara exhaled. "That's it. We've shown that humans aren't just survivors. We're thinkers, problem solvers, and protectors. That's our strength." The team rested, but Mara knew the challenges weren't over. Earthra was vast, and its lessons were ongoing. But each step forward reinforced something vital. Humanity's power lay in intelligence, courage, and collaboration. As night fell, the scout led the humans to a resting area within the fortress. Pools of luminescent water reflected the twin moons, and soft harmonic tones echoed through the walls. Myra looked at her team, pride in her eyes. "Every challenge we've faced," she said, "every danger we've survived proves one thing. Humans are capable of greatness not through dominance but through thought, courage, and cooperation. That's who we are." The scout pulsed gently in response. Myra smiled. Humanity had gained an ally, a guide, and a living lesson in resilience and adaptability. The planet was dangerous, but it was also a teacher, and humans were learning quickly. As the humans rested, the fortress hummed softly around them. Earthra was alive in ways they had never imagined, and tomorrow would bring more discoveries, tests, and chances to prove the strength of humanity once more. Mara's thoughts drifted to Earth. The mission wasn't just about survival. It was about demonstrating what humans could achieve when faced with unknown worlds. Adaptation, intelligence, courage, and unity, these were the qualities that defined humanity. And on Earthra, they shone brighter than ever. The day dawned pale over Earthra, the twin suns rising slowly above the jagged horizon. Light filtered through the crystalline structures of the fortress, scattering into a rainbow of colors across the walls. The humans emerged cautiously, alert to every sound, every shadow. The scout led them forward, moving with confidence through the labyrinthine passages. Mara Vey observed the surroundings. "The planet's teaching us more every day," she said quietly. "Every movement, every pattern is a lesson. We need to pay attention." Rian Tal nodded, adjusting his scanner to track the harmonic pulses from the crystalline walls. "It's amazing," he said. "The signals are complex, almost like a language. I've never seen anything like this." The scout paused at a junction, its glow pulsing rapidly. Myra approached, understanding that the scout had found something important. She signaled the humans to follow as the alien led them into a large chamber, the ceiling towering high above, adorned with intricate crystalline formations. Pools of luminescent water reflected the patterns, creating a kaleidoscope of colors that danced across the walls. In the center of the chamber was a massive crystalline pedestal etched with glowing symbols. The scout moved closer, its light pulsing in rhythm with the symbols. Mara stepped forward carefully. "It seems to be some kind of interface," she said. "A control or maybe a repository of knowledge." Jax, the team engineer, examined the structure. "If we can interact with it safely, we might learn more about Earthra than ever before," he said. "But we need to be careful. One wrong move could trigger a defense mechanism, or worse." The scout pulsed once, then twice, and pressed one of its limbs against the pedestal. Light spread across the chamber, illuminating the walls in complex patterns. The humans watched in awe as holographic images appeared, showing the history of Earthra, creatures moving in harmony with the environment, hunting, building, and learning. The planet's intelligence was not just alive, it was conscious, preserving knowledge in forms that humans could gradually interpret. Mara whispered, "This is incredible. The planet is a living library, teaching all who enter, and we're learning faster than I imagined." Suddenly, a low rumble shook the chamber. Mara spun around, recognizing the familiar threat. The massive beasts from the canyon had tracked them again. They moved in a coordinated manner, surrounding the fortress, their golden eyes gleaming with curiosity and caution. Mara acted quickly. "Positions, use the chamber's structure. We're not here to fight, we're here to show intelligence and adaptability." The humans moved into strategic positions, using the crystalline pillars as cover. Jax deployed holographic decoys to confuse the beasts, while Rion manipulated reflective surfaces to redirect light in disorienting patterns. Mara coordinated with the scout, which pulsed lights in synchronized sequences, signaling safe paths and distracting the predators. The beasts advanced cautiously, testing the humans' strategy. They lunged, then paused, retreating slightly as the humans adapted to each move. Mara realized that the creatures were learning from them, just as they were learning from the planet. This was a test, not just of survival, but of intellect, creativity, and cooperation. Hours passed, and the humans maintained their positions, adapting continuously. Each move was calculated, precise, and innovative. They used mirrors, light pulses, and the terrain itself to outmaneuver the beasts without causing harm. Slowly, the predators began to retreat, recognizing the humans as beings capable of understanding and strategy. Mara exhaled, relief and pride flooding her. "We've proven it again. Humans aren't just strong, we're thinkers, problem solvers, and collaborators. That's what sets us apart." The scout pulsed in response, almost as if acknowledging the humans' success. Myra smiled. Humanity had made an ally, gained knowledge, and demonstrated the power of intelligence and unity. After the encounter, the humans explored further into the fortress. They discovered chambers filled with alien artifacts, tools, structures, and records of Earthra's history. Each artifact revealed the planet's remarkable complexity, from survival strategies to patterns of communication and collaboration among its species. Rion examined a wall covered in glowing symbols. "This is a record of interactions between species," he explained. "It's like a history of the planet itself, preserved in crystalline form. If we can decode it, we'll understand how Earthra's inhabitants survived for millennia." Mara nodded. "And we'll use that knowledge to survive here too. Humans can learn, adapt, and thrive anywhere." That's the lesson of today. The humans spent the day recording, studying, and mapping the fortress. They learned to interpret the crystal signals, understanding the planet's language in small increments. Each discovery strengthened their confidence and their bond with the scout, who remained a constant guide and companion. As night fell, the team set up a secure resting area. Mara reflected on their progress. They had survived hunts, navigated alien landscapes, and demonstrated ingenuity in the face of danger. Humanity's strength lay not in brute force, but in creativity, courage, and cooperation. During the night, Mara dreamed of Earth. She imagined humans working together across continents, facing challenges with intelligence and unity. She realized that the lessons of Earthra reflected the best of humanity: resilience, adaptability, and the drive to overcome obstacles through thought and collaboration. The following morning, the humans resumed exploration. The scout led them to a hidden section of the fortress, a series of tunnels that descended deep into the planet. The air grew warmer, and faint vibrations resonated through the walls. Mara sensed that they were approaching something important, a central hub of knowledge or energy. The humans proceeded cautiously, aware that the deeper they went, the greater the challenges would become. They encountered natural traps, narrow ledges, sudden drops, and unstable floors. Mara guided the team with precision, ensuring that each step was safe while still maintaining forward momentum. Eventually, they reached a massive chamber filled with floating crystalline structures, each emitting harmonic tones. The patterns of light and sound seemed to form a complex network, as if the chamber itself were alive and communicating. The scout pulsed brightly, indicating that this was the heart of the fortress, a central repository of Earithra's intelligence. Myra stepped forward, awe in her eyes. "This is it," she whispered. "The core of the planet's knowledge, everything we've seen so far leads here. And humanity is about to learn more than we ever imagined." The humans spent hours observing and recording. They learned to manipulate light patterns, triggering responses from the crystals that revealed new information about the planet's history, ecology, and inhabitants. Mara realized that Earithra was not just a dangerous world, it was a living teacher, and humanity had proven itself worthy of its lessons. As night approached, the humans prepared to rest near the chamber. Mara looked at her team, pride and determination evident in her eyes. "We've faced incredible challenges," she said softly, "and we've overcome them not through strength alone, but through intelligence, cooperation, and courage. That's the essence of humanity." The scout pulsed gently in agreement. The humans settled in, resting amid the glowing crystals and harmonic tones. Tomorrow would bring new discoveries, tests, and opportunities to demonstrate the power of human ingenuity. Mara gazed at the twin moons rising above the chamber. Humanity had survived Earithra's challenges, gained allies, and uncovered extraordinary knowledge. And yet she knew that the greatest tests were still ahead. But with courage, intelligence, and teamwork, humans could face anything, and prove that no matter how alien or dangerous the world, humanity would always rise. The final day on Earithra dawned crisp and bright. The twin suns cast long, shimmering shadows across the crystalline fortress. Mara Vey stood at the entrance to the central chamber, watching the light dance across the walls. The scout glowed softly beside her, ready to guide them through the last challenges the planet had prepared. Mara addressed her team. "Today, we face the greatest test. Everything we've learned so far, the scouting, the observation, the strategy, will be needed. But I know we're ready." Rian Tal checked his scanner, confirming that all team members were prepared and equipment was functional. "We've come a long way," he said quietly, "and I think Earithra is about to teach us something extraordinary." The humans entered the central chamber once more. The floating crystalline structures pulsed in harmonic patterns, the light forming a path that seemed to guide them forward. Mara understood that this was the planet's ultimate lesson. Cooperation, intelligence, and courage would be necessary to reach the heart of Earithra's knowledge. As they moved, the ground trembled slightly. The massive beasts from the canyon had returned, their presence a reminder of the planet's ever-present dangers. But this time the humans were ready. They did not react with fear. Instead, they observed, adapted, and coordinated. Mara signaled the scout, which pulsed a sequence of lights toward the approaching beasts. The creatures hesitated, then mirrored the pattern in their own subtle movements. Mara realized the planet and its inhabitants were testing humanity's understanding of communication and problem-solving. "We can do this," Mara whispered. "We've learned the language of this world. Now we need to demonstrate it." The humans moved as one. Jax adjusted holographic projections to blend with the chamber's light, creating patterns that complemented the planet's signals. Rian manipulated reflective crystals to redirect light pulses in precise sequences. Mara guided the scout to emit its own rhythmic pulses, forming a symphony of coordinated signals. The beasts observed, their eyes glowing as they recognized the human's intelligence. Rather than attacking, they adapted, responding with subtle movements that indicated acknowledgement. Humanity had shown that they were not just intruders, they were learners, thinkers, and allies. Through the chamber's glowing pathways, the humans reached a massive crystalline platform. Symbols etched into its surface pulsed in response to their presence. The scout approached, its glow intensifying, and Mara realized this was the final interface, a living map of Earthra's intelligence, knowledge, and history. Mara stepped forward carefully. "This is it," she said, "the core of the planet's wisdom. Everything we've experienced leads here." Using the scanner and careful observation, Mara and her team interacted with the platform. Light pulses, harmonic tones, and crystal movements responded to their actions, revealing intricate maps of the planet's ecosystems, communication networks, and survival strategies. Humanity was witnessing knowledge preserved not in books or databases, but in the living, breathing intelligence of a world. Rian gasped. "This is beyond anything we could have imagined. The planet itself is teaching us, guiding us, sharing its secrets." Mara smiled. "And we're proving that humans are worthy of learning. Our strength isn't just in courage, it's in thought, cooperation, and adaptability." Suddenly, the chamber shivered. Small tremors rattled the crystalline structures. Mara's team tensed, prepared for another test. The beasts from the canyon moved to the edges of the chamber, watching silently. But this time, instead of threatening, they observed, almost expectantly. Mara understood. This was the planet's ultimate challenge, a test of humanity's ability to integrate knowledge, strategy, and communication. The humans needed to demonstrate their understanding fully. The team worked together seamlessly. Jax adjusted light patterns to harmonize with the crystal's pulses. Rian interpreted sequences of sound and light, guiding actions that mirrored the planet's signals. Mara coordinated with the scout, synchronizing human actions with alien communication patterns. As the sequence reached completion, the chamber responded with a breathtaking display. Crystals floated higher, light pulses formed complex geometric patterns, and harmonic tones resonated throughout the fortress. The beasts from the canyon stepped back, their eyes reflecting acknowledgement, not aggression. Mara felt a surge of pride. Humanity had not conquered Earthra, they had earned its respect through intelligence, courage, and cooperation. The scout pulsed brightly, as if celebrating the achievement alongside them. In that moment, Mara understood the full lesson of Earthra. Survival alone was not enough. True strength came from understanding, adaptation, and unity. Humanity had demonstrated all three. The humans spent the rest of the day exploring the core chamber. They learned about alien technologies, survival techniques, and ecological strategies that could revolutionize Earth's approach to science and exploration. Every discovery reinforced the HFY theme. Humans were capable of extraordinary accomplishments when intellect and teamwork guided them. As twilight descended, the humans gathered near a pool of glowing water. The scout pulsed gently, reflecting the colors of the twin moons above. Mara addressed her team. "We've faced incredible challenges, navigated a wild planet, and proven that humans can adapt and thrive anywhere. This is the essence of who we are." Rian nodded. "We've learned more than any scanner or database could provide. Humanity's strength is our ability to think, learn, and act together. Earthra has shown us that clearly," Jax added. "And we've done it without destruction, without harm, just intelligence, observation, and cooperation. That's something truly remarkable." Mara smiled, looking at the glowing scout. "We've made an ally, learned invaluable lessons, and proven that humanity is capable of greatness, not through domination, but through thought, courage, and unity." The night grew quiet, filled only with the harmonic hum of the crystalline fortress. The twin moons reflected in the pools, casting a serene glow across the chamber. Mara and her team rested, confident in their accomplishments and ready for the journey back to Earth. As the expedition prepared to leave, the scout led them to the outer edge of the fortress. The beasts from the canyon lingered briefly, then retreated peacefully into the wilderness. Mara realized that Earthra had accepted humanity, not as conquerors, but as worthy learners and allies. Before stepping onto the Red Plains, Mara turned one last time. "We came to explore, to survive, and to learn," she said softly. "And we leave having proven the best of humanity, courage, intelligence, and unity. That is the story we will carry back to Earth." The humans departed, walking carefully across the plains toward their shuttle. The twin suns rose higher, illuminating the path. Mara looked at her team and the scout, a silent bond formed through trust, bravery, and shared discovery. As they reached the shuttle, Mara activated the communicator. "Mission Control, this is Lieutenant Mara Vey. Earthra is remarkable." We've survived, learned, and proven that humanity can rise to any challenge. Prepare for full report on scientific findings and HFY assessment. The scout pulsed brightly beside the humans, as if acknowledging their message to the stars. Mara smiled. Humanity had left its mark, not through force, but through intelligence, cooperation, and courage. The shuttle lifted from the red plains, rising above the crystalline fortress. From above, the planet shimmered with life and intelligence, a testament to its complex ecosystem and its ability to teach those who approached with respect. Mara watched Earthra fade into the distance, knowing that Earth would soon witness the story of a human expedition that embodied the very essence of HFY. Mara turned to her team, pride evident in her eyes. We've faced danger, solved impossible problems, and learned from one of the most extraordinary planets ever discovered. Humanity's strength is not just survival, it's our mind, our courage, and our unity. That is the lesson of Earthra. The humans shared a moment of quiet triumph, the twin suns reflecting in their eyes. They had proven themselves, and in doing so, they had proven the potential of humanity itself. As the shuttle entered orbit and prepared for the journey home, Myra looked at the stars and whispered, "No matter how unknown the world, no matter how dangerous the challenge, humanity will rise. We will endure, adapt, and thrive. That is who we are. That is HFY." And with that, the shuttle soared toward Earth, carrying not just data and discoveries, but the story of courage, intelligence, and the unbreakable spirit of humanity. White heavy check mark.